Hello and welcome back to my channel Gemini. So it's your turn today to receive your now and the rest of 2023 reading. So I have been doing these readings this year on the channel because it really felt as though the beginning of this year is setting us up for many years to come. It's a very monumental time that we're living in right now. That's what it feels like to me as an intuitive, as a psychic person. And I really wanted to give a little bit of guidance as to how to live out the beginning of that. So, to me, on an intuitive, energetic level, it feels as though these first few months of this year, right? So, January to March 2023, to the end of March, probably, that's a time of year every year that is kind of winding up the old things and bringing into the new, because we know that the astrological new year starts with Aries season at the end of March, right? So even though, in Western culture especially, we look at the new year as being January, and that's the time when everyone makes their resolutions and starts to think about where they want their life to go. But astrologically, it's always kind of been the end of March, right? When we welcome spring back in the Northern Hemisphere, that is the time in which nature wakes up. That is the time in which nature begins again. That is the time in which nature renews itself, okay? And that's the time astrologically that we enter into new phases of our lives. So that's something that happens every year. But this year in 2023, I really felt psychically that this time period between January and the end of March was going to be a chance for us to, yes, wrap up things from the past year, but wrap up things from many more years before that and set ourselves up for 5-10 years in the future. And so that's why I decided to do these readings. So this reading is designed to kind of assess your situation now, where you're at now, and how that's going to pan out over this year. But know that that's also going to pan out and increase and evolve over the years to come, okay? And if this reading is for you, then it will make sense for you. If it's not for you, then it won't make sense for you, okay? So don't try and mold my words to fit you if it's not organically fitting you, okay? I'm not the kind of reader that is looking to kind of hit everybody in some way, right? I'm looking to connect, and if I'm the reader for you, then this reading will connect with you, and feel free to come back to it through the year and come back to the channel to find any more readings you may like. So, waffling on, I know. For some reason, I really feel as though this reading is for a lot of new people who perhaps haven't come to my channel before, who perhaps aren't familiar with my readings before. I'm a very small channel, so it's always a high proportion of new people, I guess. But I really feel today that this message is for some of you who perhaps really need to hear it, and who really need to hear it from me. I'm very intuitively read by when I read as well, and even more so this year, where I'm literally just putting out readings when I feel called to. And so Gemini, it's your turn today. I have like a list of the signs and what order I'm going to read them in, which my Instagram followers helped me come up with. But today, even though I knew you were next on my list, it's been a few weeks until I actually heard your call. So Gemini, after all that blabbing and chatting away, this is your reading for now and the rest of 2023. So what do we need to see, Gemini? Oh, wow. All of these cards are just flying out, but I'm going to keep shuffling and wait till they pop out in a way that makes more sense for me. Okay. Oh, and that one and that one. So let me just position these so that you can actually see them. I always have to kind of push back my setup a little bit. Let's see. So I'm doing these readings in the way that I would usually do a private reading. So it can go anything up to 30 minutes, but could be shorter. I'll just read until I feel the message is complete. So for you, first off, we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. We then have the Ace of Wands. And we then have the Nine of Pentacles. So this feels to me, Gemini, as though you are done being on your own. And the phrase that I'm hearing is you are done playing it small, okay? So this could be about a relationship. It could be telling me that you have or are about to start a new relationship, which takes you out of singlehood and brings you into the state of committed or the state of partnered up, right? But what I'm also getting the vibes of is that this could be to do with your career, in the sense that you're about to take a new opportunity which you may be hesitating about taking because you may not feel that you're ready, or you may not feel that it's for you, or you may have some hesitation about whether a new situation in terms of your career or in terms of your life in general is right for you or not. And the key to knowing what this is in your life is that it will demand more from you, okay? So it's a situation that's going to give more, but it's also going to demand more of you. It's going to demand of you to be your kind of best self. And that's where that phrase, no longer playing it small, comes into play, because it feels as though you're going to have to fully show who you are in order to take this opportunity. And it's time, okay? Remember, this reading is for now and the rest in 2023. So you may know what this opportunity is already. You may sniff it coming over the horizon. And it's something that's going to play out for you over this year and many years to come. So if it's a new job, it will be with you for many years. If it's a new relationship, it will be with you for many years, okay? But I'm sensing some, but I know the word isn't unconfidence, but I'm sensing kind of like a lack of confidence in fully believing that this opportunity is right for you. And it's not because it's not right for you, but it's because it will feel uncomfortable for you, because it's taking you out of your comfortable zone and it's pushing you in ways that you haven't been pushed before. But this is a great, right? This is why we're here on earth. We're here to push ourselves out of our comfort zones. We're here to live to the truest of our abilities. And that kind of gives so much satisfaction. It's hard, but it gives a lot of satisfaction. I'm feeling how, as I said, we're here to be our best selves and to live our best lives. I thought instantly of the people who may not necessarily want to do that, because we always have a choice, right? You don't have to push yourself to experience something that you don't want to because you feel like you need to experience your best life, right? There were upsides and downsides. So playing it small or staying in your comfort zone can be very safe, and it can be fulfilling in the sense that you feel safe. But if you're ready and if you're able, this year is going to be calling you to go beyond that. And it's going to say, you can have much more than you ever thought possible. But with having much more, it means giving much more, even if that means just giving more of yourself, even if that means just showing more of yourself to the world, Gemini. And you're ready for that if that's what you choose. So the next two cards we have are the Ace of Cups. This is that opportunity. It's an opportunity that's really going to speak to your heart, whether it's a love opportunity or not. It speaks to your heart. It's something passionate. It's something that will light you up from the inside. And do you see how it's been offered to you? You have your free will. You don't have to take this. But that opportunity is here for the offering, either now or in the next few months. If you take the opportunity, it's really not going to be as hard as you think. You may think that it looks too hard. So if it is a job, you may think to yourself, okay, it's paying more money, it's offering more opportunities for growth, but it's going to be harder. I'm going to have to put in more hours, or, you're wary of what it might take from you. This tells you that even if it does on the surface look as though it's going to take more from you, and even though it will require you to increase your levels of authenticity in a really weird roundabout way, it's going to lessen your load. It's going to lighten your load, because you will have moved into true alignment. And in moving into true alignment, things will seem much more effortless than they've ever seemed before, because you'll be moving in the direction of the current rather than against it. And so things will flow a lot more in your life, Gemini. Okay. So even if on the surface this looks like more commitment from you, more time from you, more effort from you, in reality you will step into kind of the right direction of your life, and that energy, that wave will move you forward in ways that you can only imagine right now. Okay, Gemini? I'm channeling a lot of this, so it's very direct and very whoosh, but I know it will make sense for you who this makes sense for. And then we have the World card in reverse. So the World card upright would say to me that, you know, in very simplistic terms, that this was like the ending of a cycle. And what I'm really feeling is that this is the beginning of a cycle. It's almost as though taking this opportunity is going to like open up a portal for you, Gemini. It's going to open up situations and circumstances that are going to last far into your future. And we don't need to decide where it ends, Gemini. Okay, so that's incredibly exciting energy, that this opportunity that's just come into your life or is about to come into your life is going to be kind of limitless. It's kind of going to open up your life to a place that we can't see where it ends, right? So yes, it's the kind of energy of you're going to meet your long-term partner, be with them till the day you die, have children, have grandchildren, and that energy is going to continue. It could be that you're going to get a new job and you're going to kind of climb the ladder in that job and get to a place where it leaves a real legacy for you. Energy I'm feeling is this energy of legacy, that this opportunity is going to benefit your energy and your soul's energy for so many years to come, generations to come. That's super special. So these are your last 3 tarot cards, Gemini, and then I'm going to pull an angel card for you. So here is that energy of legacy showing up in the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So usually the 10 of Pentacles upright, it talks of legacy, but I'm getting this reverse because I really feel like this legacy is kind of limitless. I'm not talking about an end game of you get married, have children, the end. It's beyond that. This is talking of your children's children and your children's children and the children's children after that. There is something so far reaching about this opportunity that we can't see where it ends. And that's incredibly exciting. So you are being urged to take a risk with this opportunity. It may feel like taking a risk. It may feel so completely uncharted to you that that is why you're having some hesitation about taking it. But you are being urged to take the risk. The fool, he steps out and he is rewarded by going through life in his most authentic way. Yes, it will have ups and downs. Yes, it will be trying at some points. This isn't going to be perfection, but this is going to be what your soul wants, and it is going to help your soul grow more than it's ever been able to grow in this lifetime. And I do want to say that it's this opportunity that's going to give your soul the growth that it's looking for and give it the most growth out of many other opportunities you may have in this life, okay? And then we have 8 of Cups, which urges you to move forward, right? She's got her backpack on. She's moving towards the unknown. She's moving in the dark towards the unknown. So you don't know how this is going to turn out at this point in time, but it's going to turn out well, and it's going to be an adventure, and it's just going to mean that you live your life to the fullest, Gemini. And like I said, for those of us who choose that path, it is so fulfilling, not just for ourselves in this earth and in this lifetime, but it's so fulfilling for our soul, okay? It will require you to leave some things behind. We see these 8 cups on this card. So as you kind of elevate yourself to new circumstances, you know, you may have to leave people behind. So it's the kind of thing when you get married and you might end up leaving some friends behind because you haven't got time for them anymore, right? Or you're working a lot more, so you haven't got time for certain things that you used to have time for, or in terms of your boundaries, you may have to leave behind always wanting to put other people first, maybe time to put yourself first, Gemini. So there's going to be some sacrifice on this path, but ultimately it's going to lead to your soul's evolution at its highest capacity. That's so special, Gemini. I haven't had a reading like this in these yearlies, a reading that's so kind of elevated. So it really does feel like you're being given an opportunity to really step onto your soul's path, Gemini. And I'm here to show you that this opportunity is that. So I think you'll know what this opportunity is. You would have been presented with something already, or you'll be presented with something very shortly. And my role, my job, is to let you know that if you take that opportunity, it will ultimately lead to boundless levels of spiritual growth and human growth. Okay? Wow. Your message feels very kind of high. It feels very kind of the spiritual, deeper world, and that's truly beautiful. Okay? I'm going to pull an angel card to kind of ground the energy, even though it's angels, right? Just because I do feel like I floated away with that reading. That reading took me somewhere else. That was a lot of just channeling information from my spirit guides and from your spirit guides and from all the higher beings in the universe who wanted you to hear what I just said, okay? I'm going to take a sip of my orange juice before I keep going. Yes, I've got orange juice in a mug. This is one of my favourite mugs that one of my friends made for me. I love it. Okay. So angels, what do we need to see for Gemini for now and this year of 2023? A special year for them, right? Sorry, I'm gonna just keep shuffling until I find one card because I felt like there was one card peeking out earlier and I missed it. So we're going for this one here. Oh, you can't see it on the camera, but we're going for this one. Wow. Success. So this card speaks of literally everything I've just said. That following this path kind of untrodden, this path kind of uncharted, this path that is uncomfortable, is going to lead to your highest success. Okay? It's really going to make you bloom into who your soul wants to be. And no shade and no shame if you decide not to walk this path. It is your choice. That's what you get if you do. Okay? And I'm just going to read from the guidebook because these cards are gorgeous and I love the guidebook. Gemini. Oh, I love it. You are on the road to success. You needn't have any reservations about your situation as it's going to work out beautifully. Part of living a successful life is taking care of yourself. It's wonderful to have many things to be grateful for, but make sure you don't wear yourself down by working too hard. Take time to enjoy peace in your life. Isn't that beautiful? I love that message about not working too hard, right? Because even though this situation is going to require more of you, as we saw earlier, in giving more of yourself, it will actually be less effort because you'll be authentically being yourself. So kind of remember that as you go through this year. Remember that what will leave you the most energy and the most peace is showing up authentically as yourself. And though that may take effort initially, ultimately entering into that flow of your life will lead to a really peaceful, abundant and successful life. All right, Gemini, good luck. Come back and check for new readings soon, and feel free to watch this reading multiple times as the year goes on, just to kind of check in and see what it says to you at that point. Right, lots of love, Gemini. Take care.